From WXXI News, this is Connections. I'm Evan Dawson. Our connection this hour is made with the journey home, and they always come back home. That's how City Magazine editor-in-chief Leah Stacy describes City's 2026 Rochester Ten cohort. It's an annual list celebrating community members whose work and passions are creating positive change. As Leah Stacy writes, some are Rochester natives, some are transplants, some live in several places, but the Flower City is where they want their work to be felt the most. We're going to meet some of them this hour. And you, of course, can read and see the Rochester 10 in the newest edition of City. And the team is here. Leah Stacy, editor-in-chief of City Magazine. Welcome back to the studio. Nice to see you downstairs on our floor.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. Jacob Walsh. Hello, Jake, art director for City.
Hi, Evan.
Rafael Rodriguez is a photographer and filmmaker who had the chance to shoot 9 of the 10 portraits.
Sweet, yeah.
Welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. It's good to have you. And it looks great, of course, no surprise.
Thank you.
Leah has been singing the praises. Jake as well. You're very happy with Raf's work here, huh?
Oh, it's the best. It's always, when we link up, it never goes poorly.
So
that old saying.
Leah Stacy, that is an old saying. It's actually a very new saying. Leah, the Rochester 10 is meant to do what? How would you describe it for people who've never picked up an edition over the years of the 10?
It started before my time here, but the way that we look at it and the way that I looked at it when I used to freelance for this annual issue is it's really giving people in the community their flowers for the work that they do to impact the people around them. And that could be in any industry. You'll leaf through this in this year and years past, and you'll notice that it's not just arts and culture. It's one of those issues where we really do expand out, and we want to spotlight 10 people, which is very hard to narrow down, by the way.
Well, how did you do that? I mean, that always amazes me. 10.
It's mostly through nominations.
Okay.
So it'll be nominations from our team, from other folks in our building, which is almost 200 people that know about this issue and have people on the radar. Actually, Megan Mack nominated someone. I will not say who, but one of the folks in the Rochester 10. And we don't get as many nominations as you would think. So I think this year, Jake, what were we whittling it down from? Maybe like 20 or 15 even?
It was a big list.
Yeah. But it was, we tried to vary it up. We don't want to have 10 people in music, right? So we look at that and we say, who's the strongest nomination? We go back and we look because, again, not everyone has worked here the whole time this has been going on. So we also have to check, has this person been featured before? So it really is a process that we go through, but it is mostly nominations. We also get some and I believe 2 of the 10 this year were nominated from people outside of staff and freelancers.
Would you say that if someone picks up the City 10 issue and reads it cover to cover, they'll have a better understanding of at least a cross-section of people from across the community who are doing interesting and positive things? Yeah,
and I could not list the industries off the top of my head, but I believe they're pretty varied across, we call it broadly culture, right? So you have everything from education to event planning, which certainly gets into, the wider community and several demographics. And then, sometimes we've had kids in here. So it's really, we try to do a broad age range as well.
We don't have all 10 of the 10 coming in. I think we've got 4 at this hour. However, one of the 10 who's not on today is on the show tomorrow. Beatrice LeBron will be on the program tomorrow. And Beatrice will be talking about some pretty heavy stuff in her work, not only with Father Tracy and the Advocacy Center there, but also some of the weekend violence, and she's going to talk about that tomorrow. But we've had Beatrice LeBron on many times. Why did you think that she was a fitting member of the 10 here?
I love the work that Beatrice is doing. And I think her age for the work that she's doing is also very impressive. But she's a great example because if you look at her work, it's really not about her, right? And it's reaching such a broad part of our city, and I would say an underrepresented and under talked about part of our city. And so she's a great example of this year I wrote in the intro, one of the sort of threads between this 10 is that a lot of them are behind the scenes. They're not people that are, you're not turning on your TV and seeing them immediately. You are probably seeing things that their work has impacted or people that they work to support.
We will not be talking today to John Kutchko. We hope to do that soon. John is someone who's really well known in the community now for a number of things. I mean, he was a longtime sportscaster for WROC TV, and then for the last decade, he's become this. I mean, I think he has like 1 million followers or something absurd on Facebook and social media. And he's a nature and beauty photographer. He makes he makes people happy with the beauty that he finds in the world. He's very sincere, and now he is battling a brain tumor, a cancer that he has talked about. In fact, he had a seizure while he was driving, and he says he was lucky to survive it. And there's a lot of people pulling for John. And we certainly are. We're going to talk to John soon on this program, we hope. But certainly a fitting person in a lot of different ways, right? Yeah,
and it was funny because he had been on our list already. And then when that all happened, we're like, you know what? This feels more timely than ever. And he's impacting a lot of people. I look at his stuff and I'm like, I am so happy he's taking photos of this area, that he loves this area. I think he's from Binghamton originally, so he's not a Rochester native, but he's called it home for a long time. And he's like our number one travel rep. He's taking these photos and you're like, I want to go visit that place. Yeah. That looks awesome.
And I'm looking at the portrait of John here. That's got to be is that at Letchworth? Where is that? No,
I will jump in here.
Is that the one?
I'm actually glad you set this up. This is the one portrait that Rafael didn't take, and I wanted to credit Jerome Davis for this photo, just because we could not make the photo work for this one. But it looks to be, Evan, if I had to guess, near a body of water.
So I think
that's a little joke for the folks in the room looking at the magazine. He's next to a lake, is what's happening.
Well, I think that's the Trestlebirds, John, at Letchworth. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's two different photos.
The one with the rainbow is.
Yeah. The one with the rainbow.
Yes.
Yeah, the one with the rainbow is at Letchworth.
You guys are on two different pages.
Yes. We're on two different pages.
And that's a self-portrait. Yes.
I got you now.
There we go.
John loves Letchworth. He loves the region. He is a true lover and booster. And so if anybody deserves a really, really good sort of good news health outcome, and everyone's pulling for me, that's you, John. And we'll talk to John soon, we hope, here. So, by the way, I'm looking also at the Beatrice LeBron portrait, which this is yours, Rafael.
Yes.
And there she is. She's proudly repping the Father Tracy Advocacy Center T-shirt there.
Yes.
Anything you want to add about this particular shot or your experience there?
Well, I think what Leah said to highlight what she does in the community, because when I was there, a fight broke out before I pulled up, and she was calm. Like, it was like something unfortunately normal to her, but what she was explaining to me was that people know her there and people respect her there, and once she stepped in, they stopped. And I think that just shows just her power and her presence in that community. Me being I spent a lot of time in that community back in my day when I was a little younger, but I understand what goes on in that community and what happens, and for someone to have so much authority and presence and not be police or not be anyone of power besides what she has, it was kind of cool. So yeah, that was dope.
Producer Megan Mack and I spent a day down there just watching some of the work that she does. The people in the community call her La Jefa.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yeah, yes.
And she knows people. She knew people by name. Yep. People who were doing drugs on the street and had problems and need help. She knows them by name. She described other instances that Rafael is kind of describing where, when there is a fight, if she steps in, there's like this moral authority presence.
Yes.
And everything sort of, there's like this record scratch stopped. Yeah. Which it takes a lot of credibility on the street to get people.
I'm not trying to compare them to like dogs or anything like that, but like, you know, when like the head dog steps in and everybody just like all the dogs just stop, it's kind of like that, where like she walks to the thing and then it's just like everyone just calms down. So yeah, it was very interesting meeting her. She's very strong, funny, and it was really cool to take her pictures, and very easy. She's very photogenic. So
yeah, her hair.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a beautiful photo.
Thank you.
So well done there. And I'm just kind of going through some of the Rochester 10. You can pick up the magazine now where magazines are sold or given away.
Every time, Evan.
Every time. I'm just going to keep reminding people it is free. Because, you know, the world isn't free, and eventually things will not be free, but it's free.
It's free, but you can also pay to support WXXI or subscribe and get it mailed to you.
Even better.
If you're tired of driving around trying to find it, which was happening a lot to people this weekend. On the one hand, I really like that because I'm like, oh, it's in demand. But on the other hand, I'm like, do I go to the office and get a stack and just like take them to them?
Yeah, I mean, look, subscribe. I mean, that's like
Subscribe.
Be a member.
My
Subscribe.
mom does it.
But yeah, it's free. It's free is good. It's amazing. We're going to meet Jenna Manetta-Knauf, Max Kelley, Nydia Padilla-Rodriguez. Leaphe Ferm is next. They'll be in here in just a second. So just before we get to those live interviews, a couple of the other names that we're going to be covering probably in different ways to come. A lot of folks know Pam Sherman, well known.
Of course.
Leah Stacy, anything you want to say about Pam, who's part of the 10?
I'm such a fan. I didn't really know her that well before this profile. I had met her in passing, and she had been nominated in years past, and was on the list. And Rafael and I went to do her portrait, and then I sat down with her. We were there at the same time. And she is another one who just runs the room. I mean, you can tell that she's been an actor. She has such a presence and like a charisma about her that is infectious, and it's very easy to like her and to want to support her. But I also, in talking to her for an hour or more, saw the impact that she has made through especially a lot of local nonprofit work, and another one that's not originally from here.
So when you're shooting a portrait of an actor and someone who's that big of a presence in the room, does that change your work at all?
It felt like a regular person in the room. She welcomed me as soon as I got to her house and beautiful home. But she's welcomed me like I was just a part of her, inner circle. And Leah spent an hour with her. I only spent like 30 minutes, and I had a great time. We were laughing, we were joking. She gave me a copy of her book. She gave me a bracelet. Very friendly and just sweet. It just felt like a family member when I was there. Like genuinely, it felt like she just welcomed me with open arms. So it was really dope. It was again another one, very easy to take her pictures. Very easy.
Sometimes I say never meet your heroes, but it's nice to know when people are cool. Yeah. It's nice.
Yes.
This is that would be a great theme for this one. It's like meet these heroes.
Meet your heroes. You can use that next year.
Okay, thank you.
As long as the people you choose are cool.
Yeah. Evan Dawson TM.
Yeah, there you go. Andrea Langston, you want to just tell a brief story about Andrea Langston, Leah Stacy?
So Andre Langston, Andrea's dad, had originally been on our list.
Yeah.
And they are the family behind WDKX, which is, I believe at this point, the longest and maybe oldest Black-run radio station in New York State, if not the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And I need to verify that information. But an institution in our city.
Oh, no
and
question. Yep.
One that we have had, several partnerships with here at WXXI. And so I met Andre through Mitch Gruber at the Food Link Festival last year. And we got chatting, and I was like, it's got to be impossible that he hasn't been one of the Rock 10. And I went back and looked, and I said, no, he hasn't. So he was on our list for this year, and I had reached out to Justin Murphy to write the profile. And when we got in touch with Andre, he said, no, you will not be profiling me. I am stepping back. He's like, you will be profiling Andrea. And so we looked into Andrea's work, and a very prolific part of not only DKX, but has a separate career as a successful actress and producer and writer. And so we said, okay, let's chat with Andrea. So Justin Murphy wrote this profile. He frequently freelances for us, does wonderful work. And I believe Andrea was in town for 2 days, and in that 2 days, Justin sat down with her, and Rafael went and shot this beautiful portrait of her.
How'd that go, Rafael?
It was cool because like you said, it's been such a rock in our city. Like I grew up listening to WTK like hip hop, like music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was cool to walk in the building and see all the plats on the wall, and Eminem, like Biggie, Lil Kim, like all those like iconic names that I grew up listening to. So and then I believe she said that my favorite rapper is J. Cole, so I believe she met him or got a chance to meet him. So it was just cool to be in the presence of that and hip hop in general. I'm a big hip hop guy, and that's kind of what I grew up on. So it was a full like the other rock, or I didn't do it wasn't for Rock 10, but when I took pictures for the 50-year anniversary of hip hop,
that was one of your first assignments.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but it was like one of those moments where it was like full circle for me. And it was really cool to meet her, and again another person that's very in the industry, and it was just cool to be in her presence as well.
All right, I got to move quick because in a moment, in fact, why don't we bring Leaphe Ferm in now? We'll bring them in now, and while we do that, Tell me a little bit more about some of the other names we haven't talked about. Brothers.
Yeah.
What exactly is this Fee Brothers? I know what Fee Brothers is.
I was like,
that's an institution.
Evan,
that's an
you're
institution.
fired.
But for folks who don't know, a little bit of the backstory on John there. Go ahead.
So I think a lot of us are familiar with Fee Brothers, and for a long time, Joe Fee was really the face of Fee Brothers, and he unfortunately passed right around the time of the pandemic, and it was a huge loss for the beverage community and the small business community here. Fee Brothers has been around for over 100 years, I think, at this point. I feel like early 1910s is when they originated, and it has always been family owned. And John Spaker is now the CEO. He is the nephew of Joe Fee. Spent some time away from Rochester, working in business and other things, and came back here. And the company has never been so successful. And that's in a time when the beverage industry is really struggling.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
He has a pretty unique story. Really has a mind for business. And there are other family members still heavily involved, including his brother. So they're really running. They are like the new faces of the company. And John, as the CEO, has just ramped up Fee Brothers' involvement not only here but treatment of staff. I mean, he talks about that all the time. They really want the staff to feel like they have ownership in the company and they have a voice, and their benefits are very important to them. So he's just doing some cool work there. And you can go to a bar in Italy and you will see Fee Brothers behind the bar. He is representing Rochester in a way that so few companies have the chance.
So I'm going to put a marker down here way in advance here. The Rochester Cocktail Revival will be back next year.
Yeah, but there's 2 cocktail festivals coming up this month. So there's Tiki Week and there's Hoochie And Fee Brothers will have a presence at both of those.
At some point, I'd love to sit down with him and just kind of talk about why they are so successful at a time when people are drinking less.
And
sales
he
in
has
a
an
lot of
answer
parts
for
of the
you.
industry. Yeah, I'm sure he does. So
Yeah.
that'd be a great conversation. But really cool part of the Rock 10. So we've kind of covered the Rock 10 who's not here with us. Now we've got 4 of the 10 Rock 10 who are here with us. Leaphe Ferm, the first one. Hey, Leaphe, get real close to that microphone. Hey, great to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome. So,
Hello.
Leah and team, do you want to introduce Leaphe? Leah Stacy, you want to take this one here?
Well, I'm going to ping this over to Jake because I think
Jake.
you guys are more familiar with each other. I'm meeting Leaphe for the first time. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Go ahead, Jake.
I would say Leaphe and I know each other from the music scene here in
Yeah.
Rochester. We were talking about folks to feature in Rock 10, and I thought I know just a friend of mine to talk about. But I don't know if multi-hyphenate is an overused term, but Leaphe does it all. Leaphe is a puppeteer, a builder of puppets, a musician, a wonderful friend, and one of our Rock 10.
A
caregiver,
an
absolutely.
artist.
And I got to learn about Leaphe too, because I didn't know that about you. It was a nice thing to read about.
Yeah.
Imagine that, the function of the magazine. I'm learning too.
How about that?
Pretty good.
So, as one of the Rock 10, were you surprised, Leaphe?
I was so surprised. And yeah, just very thankful. I don't know. Especially not being from here. I'm like, me in the Rock 10? That doesn't make any sense.
Where are you from
But
originally?
I'm from New Jersey originally, upstate. And I moved here like 10 years ago or so and kind of dropped into the music scene and fell in love with Rochester and everything it has to offer.
Well, so we love that kind of a story. Your band name is like the most not actually good description of a band I've ever heard. What's the name of your band?
Garden of Evildoers.
Garden of Evildoers.
Yeah.
Like one of the kind souls that you'll meet in this world is part of the Garden of Evildoers. So tell us about the name of the band.
Well, it kind of comes from like, the all like far right perspective of queer people as being like evil or damned or whatever, and trying to kind of embrace that and the only way I know how, which is by making a joke out of it or something like that,
Turning it on its head a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so the band will play at various places.
Yeah.
Including backyards, people's houses,
Sure.
bars.
Yeah, all over.
All over.
Yeah, and we tour around too. We're going on tour in like 2 weeks here, so we'll be gone in August, going down to New York City, to Philly, back over to Pittsburgh, and back up for like a week-long tour.
Reading the Rock 10 profile of you was heartening in a way because, you describe and I don't want to speak for you, I want to hear more from you about this, but like in the piece, you're describing whether it's traveling to play and needing a place to stay and getting a cabin in the woods or getting someone who can help you out, but also just discovering the kindness of most people.
Yeah.
Do you think most people, I mean, we're all kind of in this tense moment where if we spend too much time online, we think, everything's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
Do you think we're misjudging most people?
I mean, that's exactly it, right? And that's what the band name's all about too. It's like, oh, we're so evil, but then we literally are like 10 people with puppets having a good old time. Like
the juxtaposition is crazy. These are like the nicest people I've ever met, for real. It's
so yeah, it's exactly that, and especially with like being on tour so much, in the way that we do it, which is very like low budget. Like we're barely making money on these tours and going from place to place. So we're like reaching out to people going like, hey, I know we're like playing with you at this bill, but can we also stay at your house? And people will say, yeah, no problem. And we'll do the same for here in Rochester too. And there's so much just like interplay of that. And yeah.
So this is going to be weird, but so
are you going to ask to spend the night? Can I crash on your couch? I heard it was cool.
Well, I mean, Leafe's probably cool with it. No, I mean, so I'm reading the piece. I'm thinking, well, I want to listen to some of the music, and of course, so one of the first places I can use to access it. This is the weird part: is Spotify, which you probably kind of hate a little bit.
Yeah.
So. How do you feel about where people access your music, and how do you feel about maybe these commercial platforms that, pay you fractions and fractions of pennies on a stream?
I mean, I don't feel great about them. The best place to access like indie music, like the bands I play in and other bands around the city is like through bandcamp.com, I would say. And it kind of, that platform I like especially because it highlights albums. Like I feel like musicians put a lot of time into like making these albums, and then streaming services kind of take those and just like say like, oh, I'm gonna highlight this one song and that's all anyone's maybe ever gonna hear. Or or like you're playing things on loop and you're getting like cents for it. And Bandcamp like has a really good share for like the artists, and you can buy the full albums, and then it's like the album is there and you can listen to the whole thing, and it's just a nice...
You're not the first artist who's told me that Bandcamp is a much better alternative. Do you hear that too sometimes, Jake?
It's good. They're pretty transparent with like their revenue sharing and stuff, and it's different from like a streaming model where you get like a fraction of a cent per stream, and then the subscription is paid to this like enormous corporation. Like if you are to buy something off of Bandcamp, the artist like sees how every cent is broken down, and they get most of the money. So I don't know. Yeah, not to be like every Yeah, it's good. It's a good platform.
How often are you writing music?
All the time. I'm writing music right now.
How often are you recording what you write?
Much less than that, I will say.
No. We are recording right now.
We are recording. I'm recording music right now. Right. No, I'm just... no. I'm going to use that.
Okay, there you go.
In the future. No, but every few months or so I'll sit down. I have like a little at-home studio where I'll record some demos or something like that, but I kind of like put out maybe an album once a year or something. It's my schedule right now.
Describe maybe an evening of playing music where you thought like this is the best it can get.
I mean, every week I have like 4 band practices, and every night I go in being like, well, not every night I go in being like, oh no, but some nights I go in being like, oh no, like tough day at work or tough day just living life. And then it's just like community. It's scheduled time with friends. We cook dinner for each other. We take care of each other. Music is so wonderful. Play music. Where's the camera?
That's tough, right?
Play music play music with your friends. It's the best thing ever. And anyone can do it. It doesn't have to sound good. It's just like being creative, making fun little sounds,
Well, the profile written by Catherine Varga is really beautiful. We're not going to even be able to touch on everything that Catherine touches on. You get to know Leaphe better as part of the Rock 10 in City Magazine. As we wrap with you, where are people going to find you next?
I just around town.
Any gigs, anything that you want to talk about?
Oh, I think Kitchen's playing at the Clothesline Festival August 30th.
Okay.
I have a gig in a friend's backyard. If you want to come to that, you can find my Instagram, send me a DM. I'll give you the address. I don't want to say it on the radio. They'd probably be mad at me.
I want to know if the puppets are going to be there.
The puppets will be there.
Yes. Okay.
The puppets are union members too, right?
That's right. They've unionized. Yeah.
Have they ever gone on strike? Like, oh no, the puppets are on strike.
Yes.
I just want to know more about the puppets.
All right, before we close here, since Leah teased that here, tell us a little bit about the puppets.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of new for me too. Like it started a year ago. There was a show happening and it was all locals, and I was like, I gotta just have fun actually, and built a whole puppet set, and then some friends saw me doing it and made puppets to go along with it. And I've had this like fantasy world that goes with the puppets, so it's kind of been like an experiment in like storytelling and also just like joy and comedy with friends and like making wild things and having a good old time. And like my friends are the puppeteers, and they come in with characters they want to do, and so they kind of have like free reign of that, and I have like loose story and pre-written, like all the songs are pre-written, and they all are like they tell stories, so it kind of is like a game to like piece together the different like songs into a kind of legible story. And the last one was like me being transported into the spirit realm and meeting all these puppets, and there's like a fairy that comes, there's like a lizard who smokes cigarettes, Rafael Mental is there when we were doing
I did meet the lizard. That was fun. That was fun.
There's like a big gorilla. And more, every show I try and make something new so it kind of expands upon itself. And, then we use the last one. So it's like, if you're coming in for the first show, you're like, how did you get to this point? And it's like, it's only been a year, but like every show we have something new, and now everything's all at once, so.
Well,
it's really fun.
Congratulations on being part of the Rock 10.
Thank you.
City Magazine's Rock 10 includes Leaphe Ferm. You can read the full story there and meet all of the Rock 10. We got to take our only break of the hour, and we're going to come back and meet more of the Rock 10 on the other side here. Welcome back to Connections. We have an event planner here, and this time I'm the event planner, Jenna.
Oh my God!
Get in that seat. Part of the Rock 10 is Jenna Manetta-Knauf, and Jenna is with us here. By the way, congratulations on being part of the Rock 10.
Thank you.
And whether Rochesterians know Jenna or not, they may have experienced life in our city thanks to some of Jenna's work or through some of Jenna's events here. So, Leah Stacy, you want to do a little introduction here?
And if they haven't, that's on them. Because that means you're doing almost nothing in this city, especially the big events. Like, what your biggest event right now, just by volume, is probably Holiday Village?
Or maybe Jazz Fest.
Jazz Fest. Yes.
By volume, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I feel like when I go to Rock Holiday Village, because Berto and I were there shooting last year, and it was just like every age, every suburb and neighborhood, like the amount of different people I saw from like knowing them in my childhood to my professional life was crazy.
I do take a lot of pride in how we've really put together an event that is for everyone. It's just really inclusive.
Yeah.
And that always feels good when I walk around and see that we've done something that everybody
got your hands on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it started 25 years. Well, it's been a little over 20 years at Jazz Festival. My very first events in town were the Alexander Street festivals on Alexander, when that was like, I know it's like coming back out, coming back up and coming, but that was my first ones. But Jazz Festival, Rock Holiday Village, I own that with two partners. Hoochie, that's just on my brain right now because it's in 2 weeks. Rochester Pride, and the festival. And then I work for Trillium as like on retainer for them. So I do their white party and I do the parade for them, and then I do the festival separately. Oh my God, this... downtown.
She's pointing to her T-shirt. What is it?
So we
downtown, definitely.
Yes, we do a series. It's about 14 to 16 events a year for RDDC, and
That's the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation.
Yes, Thank you. We just activate the city with some grant money that they support, and we do midday bashes and movie nights, Fall Fest, the RPO. We do goat yoga, which is super fun, and we are doing a game night this year.
So. Leah is correct. If someone listening right now has not experienced any of your work, they are not leaving their home. I think that's pretty much it, right? And right now you're getting ready for Hoochie-Nanny?
Yes.
So for people who aren't familiar, this is still relatively new. Second year?
This is technically the third, but the second that Sean McCarthy is joined in with Tommy Burnett.
So what's
in
Hoochie-Nanny?
ownership. It is a whiskey and music festival. So it was Tommy's brainchild, I believe, if I had to going all the way back to where he started. And it's just like a really cool, quirky. It's exactly what Iron Smoke is, but like on this big grand scale. Motorcycles and cool music and great drinks. And then he partnered with Sean last year. We did it in Irondequoit. We moved it to Fairport this year. And it's just like a really cool whiskey tasting and great music for
Where
3
in
days.
Fairport?
It is at Center Park West, or the Parenting Community Center where the amphitheater is.
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of down below. We're using the amphitheater, but also like the fields down below.
And you know who they got this year, Jake?
Who's that?
Guster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Guster.
Oh, yeah. Toadies, Lit, Guster, My Morning Jacket, Modest Mouse. I mean, you name it. It's on the roster.
And you got Joywave, who
Joywave.
performs
Oh my
very
God.
rarely
I know.
locally.
Yeah.
I'm going on Sunday.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I mean, I feel like it's like bringing me back to high school.
Yeah,
So
same.
the portrait is like, you see this and you're like, oh yeah, Jenna runs this thing. Rafael, great job on the portrait.
Thank you.
Where
Appreciate
are you?
that.
Where are you for this?
It was at Parcel 5.
Yeah.
Parcel 5, and I remember Jenna being a little nervous about
Yeah.
the photo, but I told her to believe in me, and we got a very powerful photo of her, which is really cool. And Jenna, do you love it? Do you like it?
I mean, I think everyone's hypercritical of themselves. I'm
Okay.
always a little bit shy in front of a camera. It's not necessarily where I like to be, but I am really thankful for you for putting something out that I felt comfortable with. So thank you.
And there we go. That's
Yeah.
the win right there. So
I also
we're all
love that
set.
you kept your sunglasses on. It's like a power move right there.
First of all,
Well,
it was
I asked
bright.
him.
It was bright,
Yeah.
but it worked out. It worked
Well,
out.
you know,
It's
when you're
fine.
50, you start getting
Oh,
the, you know.
stop.
Oh man. So before we let Jenna go here, what I appreciate about the profile written by Veronica is, this is someone you're clearly more comfortable behind the scenes and running these events and showcasing all these great talents and our city and our region. So I know you're not typically out front, but I think you deserve this because what you have done on its own is great. Since the pandemic and in this modern age of technology, we're even more disconnected. And I think these are some of the things that truly connect people that are so
I agree.
important. I mean, and I know it's kind of cheesy, but I just wonder if like on the hardest days, if that makes the work at least more tolerable or rewarding.
It does. I mean, there are a lot of hard days, especially like if you look at what we just went through at Pride. I mean, having to make the decision to cancel the festival 3 hours in was devastating. I mean, all I kept thinking about was the vendors and my staff and, like everything that was happening there and how much work everyone put into it. And like, it's just not the call you want to make. But when you look around and see the humanity around me, it does make it feel better. When people give you a hug and they're like, I'm so sorry that this happened, or you get that nice email after. But yes, to your point, being on site after, like I don't get to look cute on site. I don't get to, like I'm always a little sweaty, but and then you see people come. I remember the first time at Rock Holiday Village, we had just worked, for months and months and months to pull it together. And then all of a sudden people just came and started sitting in the spaces that we created. And I got teary eyed. I was like, yeah, like it is. It always feels really worth it. And to showcase our city in the best lights possible always is like a sense of pride for me.
I still have video of my son face planting on the ice at Rock Holiday Village. And so before I let you go here, we've talked about Hoochie-Nanny. It's still summer, but we're going to be in Holiday Village soon. Before you know it, what do you got planned this year?
Yeah, well, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, but better. We've been working really hard behind the scenes to grow and expand. We're getting there. I'd say within the next year or two, you'll see some big changes and some additions that we can do that will we do really well with the kids that still believe in Santa. We do really well with the adults that like to go out and have a cocktail and listen to music, but there's like this middle area that we're just missing. So we're really hoping to start doing some activations that hit like the college age and the high school age kids so that we get the whole family involved. So we're getting there.
Congrats on the honor here as part
Thank
of the
you so
Rock
much.
10.
We really appreciate it.
And thank you for coming in here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we're gonna send Jenna Manetta out, and we're gonna bring Max Kelley in. So thank you to Jenna. And while we bring Max in here, I'm gonna have the team Go ahead, guys. You want a little introduction before as Max gets set? This is radio. It's going to be new for you. But as Max gets set here, he'll pull that microphone up. He knows what to do. Team, you want to do a little introduction of this gentleman here as part of the Rock 10?
Can I introduce Max?
Yes.
Yeah,
please.
go ahead, Jake.
Max is one of my oldest and favorite friends. Max is...
I'm 1,000 years
He's
old.
1,000 years old, and I'm 1,000 years old. And between the two of us, we're 2,000 years old. Also, both wearing Daryl Norson designed shirts.
Oh.
Small city.
You didn't text each other?
We did not text each other
Okay.
about this.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
this is
Is that a different guy?
This is Corinne actually.
Oh my
Corinne
God, it's
Shanahan.
Corinne?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Evan, we have to erase this whole episode. I got a detail wrong.
Let's start over.
I know you're a detail.
We'll fix
Dump
it on
that
web.
out.
Max Kelley is a wonderful man. He's the head honcho at WAYO, LP Rochester, call letters that I'm saying on a different radio station, and one of the hardest working, kindest people I know, and one of our Rock 10.
Okay, and what made him stand out to you as deserving of this honor here?
Well, I did not pitch Max, and I was actually telling Pat Hoskin, who I believe did pitch you for this, that I had
okay.
a moment of stolen valor when we saw each other the other night. It was me, you, and Leaphe were at the Bug Jar 2 nights ago, all together. You can't plan stuff like this. You just have to live in Rochester and be involved.
Yeah, it just happens.
And I was out there taking credit. I was like, I pitched this, I pitched that. You know, classic bloviating like a real jerk. So I had to set the record straight. But yeah, Patrick, you're an inspiring guy. I'm looking at you in the eyes as I'm saying this, but yeah, and it comes through in the piece, obviously, all that you've done and all that that you continue to do.
So how do you introduce yourself when people say, so what do you do?
It's got to be exactly like that, right?
Yeah, basically the same
Just
thing.
inspire people.
Yeah. No, I help run WAYO 104.3 FM, which is a community radio station here in Rochester, all volunteer with over, I don't know what the number is right now. I'm going to say over 90 different shows of all different types of music and talk. I also work sound at the Bug Jar, which is a lot of fun. And I'm a software engineer during the day.
A software engineer during
Can I jump in real quick,
the
too?
day, yes.
Because part of the reason Pat pitched you is because he was working on the Rainbow Connection story.
Yes,
Which
Rainbow
was in
Rock
our-
show. Yep, yeah.
Rainbow Rock
Rainbow
Show.
Connection was
Last month.
that was our headline.
Yep.
So many words in my brain.
Yeah.
I think that was our June issue? July
it was
issue?
last month. Yeah,
July.
July.
month, yeah.
Yep.
The days run together.
Yeah.
But he realized that you hit 10 years.
We did. Yeah.
And so it was also timely. And like,
Yeah.
what a milestone.
Yeah. It's super exciting. When we launched WAYO, I was just involved in an engineering capacity, and Mike Yates, who was the original founder of the station, had really done a lot of the legwork on, figuring out what it takes to start a community radio station. And I don't know, whatever it takes, Rochester has it, because people showed up in droves. And I think right from the outset, we had like 50 or 60 shows on the air, which Mike all personally trained and like lived at the station basically for 2 weeks straight. It's been a wild ride the last 10 years. And the thing that's so cool is that the Rochester community shows up for it, not only in listening and getting involved and volunteering, but also in our annual fundraiser, because we're entirely driven by donations, basically. So
you've definitely given a space for a lot of really talented people, really thoughtful people with music talk. We've had a lot of them on this program over the years. You look back at 10 years ago, it's so different with just the continuing fracturing and fragmenting of media. I mean, obviously, you know that.
Yeah.
And we are talking all the time at XXI about how we are trying to be kind of everywhere and being where every generation and every person of every age would be. My guess is at noon every day, Connections will be here. I don't know that it will always. I mean, I think it'll always be live at noon, but we're going to do more online. We're going to be in different places. I will be doing different things. Because that's where people are going. It's not what it was 10 years ago, and it's certainly not what it was 30 years ago. How do you see it? How do you see it at WAYO?
I think that it's interesting, because I think you do a really great job of curating Connections and the other shows here on WXXI, and I think we do significantly less curation and sort of leave it up to the masses in a way, right? By having like 90 different shows all produced by people here in the community, really no syndicated programming. you tune into each show and it's like that person's passion on display and like them sharing it with the community. So like, and I think that's something that you see with social media as being attractive, right? People are really interested in what people post on their social media accounts because it's like a periscope into that person's life or what they do or whatever. So our shows are almost like that as well. And when you have 90 of them that all represent different people within the Rochester community, I think it sort of achieves that. So I feel like it's very relevant. But yeah, I mean, we are a low power FM station, so our FM signal is not that great. So we have to experiment with streaming, and we've added video streaming and stuff like that, especially through our Sunday program Live at WAYO, which has sort of been my baby for the last couple of years.
It really is the democratization of local radio. It really has been. The portrait of Max is so vintage. I mean, it's so cool.
It's crazy. I was hoping you was asking me. Yeah,
It's
I'm sorry
so
to cut you off.
good.
Yeah, but that's my style. So I like. Sorry.
This,
I like to do-
looks like it's like, what was that John Cusack movie, Tower Records, or what was the movie?
High
back in-
Fidelity.
High
Oh,
Fidelity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah,
this
I-
looks like it's straight out of that movie.
I like the vintage look.
Max is
and
cooler than
when
that
I saw
character.
this, when I saw the outcome of this, I was like, I nailed that look with the books, the not bookshelves, but
Record
like
shelves.
the record shelves in the back, and yeah, very vintage. You nailed it right on the dot, on the head. So like that's
so
That's
good.
dope. Yeah.
Are you happy with it, Max?
Oh yeah,
Come on.
100%.
Awesome.
Raph did great, and I think it's a good. I don't know. Our station, like, people still bring in records and tapes and CDs, and lots of stations across the country are like, yeah, we're moving all digital, whatever. But like, I don't know. We just have it all, and people can play what they want to play, and you hear you hear the scratches and the pops and the crackles, and it's cool.
Yeah, I love the aesthetic of the studio. It was really dope.
Yeah.
It's a great portrait. It's a great piece by John Heath as part of the Rock 10. Max Kelley, well earned, and just really cool that you keep doing it and giving a voice and a place. So I know it means a lot to you. It means a lot to the community, and I know a lot of people are happy to see you as part of the Rock 10.
Yeah, thank you. It came at a time that I was kind of like really tired. We adopted a dog in November, and it's been great, but it's been exhausting. And so I was really tired and like, oh man, and then I got the call, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Little ray of
We'll
sunshine.
keep on
there you
doing
go.
it.
We love to hear that.
There you go.
Yeah, so thank you.
We're going to
Thank you so
send
much.
Max back to, well, I was going to say back to WAYO. Probably back to a software engineer. Back to engineering job.
Yeah.
Then eventually to WAYO.
Hi,
Max
boss.
Kelley, station manager at WAYO 104.3. He's going to vacate this seat, and we're going to bring in one more, the final of the Rock 10. Nydia Padilla Rodriguez is with us. Hello, Nydia. She's going to get all set
Look
here.
at this dress.
Nydia, if you're watching on YouTube.
Oh my goodness, you are summer.
Very summary. Artistic director and founder of Brinken Dance Theater. And as well, you got right in there. It's nice to see you. How are you?
See you. Great.
Get right on that microphone for us here. And Leah, tell us why Nydia is one of the Rock 10.
Well, Nydia has a big anniversary this year, which I'm going to let her talk more about. And she had been on mine and Sydney Burrows' radar. Sydney is our dance writer, has been for almost my entire tenure here. And Sydney just really keeps her finger on the pulse of what's going on in the dance world. So I was thrilled to see this come to life.
I was too. Thank you. And I'm honored to be among all these wonderful nominees.
Yeah.
So what's new? What's going on?
What's new? 45 years. As I reflect, I'm like, I can't believe it. 45 years. However, it's really not about me. It's about all the folks from the community who helped me sustain Brinken Dance Theater for 45 years. And I just feel blessed and have gratitude and just can't wait for us to celebrate and have our youth share their talents, the rich culture, music, and just the support from the community. I just feel so honored. I really am honored, and gratitude, that's all I can think of, and blessed.
You said in the piece written by Sydney Burrows that dance helps young people discover their value and embrace their cultures. How important is it to you to help them understand that dance is, yes, it's an art form, yes, it's fun, but like for a lot of people, like this is your culture.
Yes, it is.
This is your people.
I need to share a quick story. When I was in elementary school, 3rd grade, and I remember asking the teacher, how can we never talk about the Puerto Rican culture? And the response was, because you were a bunch of peasants who came here because you were starving. that experience.
Where was this?
I'd rather not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Off the record.
Okay.
Off the record. I decided as a young person, as young as I was, I need to change that narrative. Mm-hmm. And if I can do something positive for our children to feel like you belong, you have the right as citizens, Puerto Ricans are citizens of America, why not use structure, discipline, the understanding that it's so important for you to have that self-esteem and that sense of you belong. We have contributed to this country for many decades. No reason why you cannot feel like you can contribute as a citizen of the United States of America. And I have to say that I feel blessed because I had the opportunity working with Garth Fagan, who I am one of the original members of Bottom of the Bucket Butt, but he was the one that instilled in me as a very young teenager, discipline is freedom. And I wanted to carry that legacy with my generation, my young people, and 45 years of seeing thousands of youth participate in Borinquen dance theater, making sure that they transfer that discipline to their careers is just amazing. I have students who come back to me. Many of them are alumni as instructors, which is amazing. And I am working towards the infrastructure to sustain Borinquen for the next 45 years. So when I do pass the baton to Hyman Bermudez, who is now the assistant artistic director, he has the infrastructure he needs to continue Borinquen dance theater.
Where are you performing next? You were just at the festivals last weekend. Where are you performing next?
We will be performing in the Buffalo Western Hispanic Festival in August, and then in Syracuse in September. And all these performances begin to surface in Rochester. So our major, I'm so excited. It's our 45th anniversary, November 7th.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I have to say, it's not about me. It's about parents, students, funders, volunteers, community, partnerships coming together. I also want to give very special thanks to Hochstein School of Music, where that was our second home for almost since 1981. We moved into our own space because of Konar Foundation giving us the funds that we needed to have our own studio. And I just feel blessed that we also had that type of collaboration with Hochstein School of Music.
You're an institution, personally and through your organization, I have to say. And no surprise to see you as one of the Rock 10. It's a beautiful portrait, Rafael.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful, and I'm sure Nydia loves it. It's a great portrait of Nydia Padilla Rodriguez, Borinquen dance. The last of the 10, not by any means the last that we've talked about this hour. We've now talked about all 10, but you can read even more in the profiles in the current edition of City, the August issue, meeting the 2026 Rochester 10.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
and thank
City
you for
team.
having
Of course.
me here and as a
course.
nominee.
Yes.
And thank you, Rafael.
Of course. Oh my God. So no relation, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have you.
We're family.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for the great work on the portraits. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Leah Stacy.
Yeah, Jake, great stuff here as always. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Evan.
And Leah Stacy, nice to see you as always, editor-in-chief of City Magazine.
Come hang with us at Radio Social on August 19th. We'll
August
be having
19th.
our Rock 10 celebration.
August 19th, Radio Social. What day of the week is that?
That is a Wednesday. 2 weeks
That's
from
2
today.
weeks from today, starting at what
Yeah.
time that night?
5 to 8 p.m.
5 to 8. See you at Radio Social. Then more connections coming up in just a moment.
This program is a production of WXXI Public Radio. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of this station, its staff, management, or underwriters. The broadcast is meant for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use in another medium without expressed written consent of WXXI is strictly prohibited. Connections with Evan Dawson is available as a podcast. Just click on the Connections link at WXXInews.org.